Today we're going to continue our look at Fantasy Football 2013. I'm Brett Norton, and right now we're going to look at the Jacksonville Jaguars from the fantasy perspective. Jaguars are not a good team. They're not going to be a good team this year. They should vie for the top draft spot in the 2014 draft. And really look at a top draft that is going to be and be able to get a solid player there. From a fantasy perspective in 2013, Blaine Gabbert is their quarterback. Gabbert, not worth a consideration to draft. He's not one of the top quarterbacks. In fact, he's one of the very bottom NFL quarterbacks. That doesn't bode well for fantasy prospects for Jacksonville, but don't look for him to even be worth consideration as one of the bottom 5 quarterbacks in the NFL. At running back, they got Maurice Jones-Drew. Jones-Drew hurt last year, a Lisfranc injury. Says he feels good this year. If he's healthy, he certainly is one of the top players to be looking at the running back spot. Is going to go late in the first round, certainly not past the middle of the second. If you can take him in a 9-12 pick, one of those two, at late in the first, early in the second, you should have a couple of solid running backs if you do what you should as far as the running back position goes when you draft. He is the man, just like Jamel Charles for Kansas City. Jones-Drew is the man for Jacksonville. He's going to carry the ball a lot. He catches the ball out of the backfield well. Should end up with 10, 12 touchdowns and really be a solid contributor in fantasy football. At the wide receiver position, some interesting players for the Jags. Cecil Shorts had a pretty solid campaign last year. Catches a lot of deep balls. Seemed to have better luck with Chad Henne at quarterback than he did with Blaine Gabbert, but still could be an interesting pickup mid-late rounds. A lot of guys are going to probably be taken before him that aren't going to put up short-type numbers. And you add into that Justin Blackmon, who could be a steal. He's going to miss the first 4 games of the year in a suspension. But if you can get him in round 10, 11, 12, that's well past what he projects to add to your team when he does come back. Look for him to make big moves in his second year and be a terrific NFL player if he can get his head out of the problems that he's had and that were surrounding him coming into the draft. He can certainly be an amazing player. But this year, again, if someone else is going to let you take a flyer on someone and it's round 10, 11, then he certainly is a great candidate for that. Tight end Marquez Lewis has never been much of a fantasy player. He's still not going to be this year. Defense and special teams. When you look at the defense and special teams for the Jags, it's nothing special there. They're not going to be returning a lot of kicks for touchdowns. They're not going to be getting a lot of takeaways. They're going to be on the field a lot because their offense just isn't very good. I wouldn't expect the Jags to do much there that would warrant you to even consider drafting them. Kicker is a solid position. Josh Scobie's a good kicker. Offense will stall a lot. He'll get a lot of long distance attempts, 45-plus yards. And he's a good enough kicker that he should make a lot of those and be a solid pickup. So again, if we're going to look in retrospect, you got Jones-Drew, late first, early second round pick at the latest. You got Shorts and Blackmon at the wide receiver spot. Certainly worth consideration drafting, especially if you get into rounds 9, 10, 11, 12 range. And then Scobie, a kicker. Kicker should always go last in your draft at any point in time, but he certainly is one that you should look at potentially drafting. And next up is the Miami Dolphins.